Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I hope you had a good weekend. I know that we had some deeply sad news on Friday, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about that in the video and other things as well. So if you want to join me in this video, then you should know what to do by now. And as I have had some amazing videos, photographs and things being sent in by people, I think it is definitely a case of be careful what you wish for, because I started off getting one or two and now I'm getting quite a few and I can't keep up with them. So last week, I do apologise that I put a cat against the lady and I got the wrong cat. So it wasn't her cat, it was somebody else's, and I have no idea who this person, I've tried to scroll back through my emails and I cannot find. So I do apologize for the fact that if you were the one that sent in that cat video and I didn't put you up, I'm really sorry. And if you want to email me again, I'm happy to then put the picture of your cat up in another video. So we have a new one who has done the drink of choice, and I will say that I'm just so blown away by the creativity of the people that are here, and I love having you as part of my channel. So please don't forget, if you want to send in a video or a photograph of you drinking your drink of choice, whatever it is, please don't forget to send them to my email, which is running across the bottom here now. So that being said, here it is.
Good day, Ems and all of the Bubble family. This is Joanne from South Africa. I have decided that today my drink of choice is going to be a gin and tonic with pomegranate seeds and watermelon, which is absolutely refreshing and delicious. I'm going to enjoy this whilst just getting over a hot flush, but I know that somewhere in the world it is now 5 o'clock, and I hope you all enjoy it. Cheers to everybody. Bye-bye.
So, as I'm sure most of you by now know or have seen the video of the Princess of Wales, Catherine, and I'm sure, like you all have been, I was incredibly upset when I saw the video. I feel, in my personal opinion, that she was bullied into doing this, and I feel devastated for her and the family. Being on social media because of the job that I do, and because obviously I use social media to sort of filter out what is the truth, not the truth, as much as I can do, I saw a lot of the trolling and bullying that had gone on after the picture of the Mother's Day picture was released. And to see some of the things that were said, written, I just felt were, I actually feel there are almost no words to describe how disgusting it was to do that to a human being. I think it's one thing to ignore the trolling, because at the end of the day, if you can switch off social media, you don't have to look at it. But for then the mainstream media to jump in on what was being said by trolls and then publish, to then have journalists jump in on it. And I saw some of the things, like I've already called out Piers Morgan, and I believe Kinsey Schofield, Megyn Kelly was one of them, which I've just realised today actually in some of the comments. People that I actually admire jumped in on this, and I just felt that it was completely unprofessional, inappropriate, and just pretty disgusting, if I'm honest. I support certain people on mainstream media due to I don't always agree with them. Dan Wootton, Piers Morgan being two people. I don't always agree. I follow somebody called Katie Hopkins. Now, I didn't really agree with her in the very beginning. I didn't really agree with her. And I think that sometimes we can feel that because we don't agree with somebody, it almost creates us not to like the person. And yet what sometimes we fail to realize, and I've done it myself, where we can disagree with something so strongly that it creates us to think that the person must be like this in real life, when a lot of the time it is a job. It's not dissimilar to when we dislike a character, say an actor's playing a character, and it almost bleeds into the feeling that that is who they are in real life when they're not. I feel like sometimes a lot of journalists are very much the same. You know, we can see something that they're talking about or definitely disagree with something they're talking about, and then in a way bleed that into who they must be as a person. You know, I've spoken on here a lot of the time about certain things, and I think again it happens on here and when I'm on, say, TikTok, etc. I can have an opinion about something, and because people disagree with that opinion, they will then dislike you as a person. And I understand it, because like I say, I've done it myself. But what I'm trying to do as a person in learning about myself is understanding that I can disagree with someone's opinion. I can disagree with how they think or feel about a subject matter, but it doesn't mean to say that I have to dislike them as a person. You know, I've had conversations with people that don't particularly like the royal family, sometimes even friends or people that are close to me, or they might even like Harry and Meghan, but they're still in my life. You know, I don't have to then decide that I don't want that person in my life because they have an opinion about something. You know, you can disagree with somebody, and I think that is what I'm seeing across the board. Now, I think the difference with when it comes to Piers Morgan is it's a choice. Like, I've chosen to not support him anymore because of what he said, because I think there's a difference between when you're bullying somebody, because to me that does show something about your character. It's very much different if you are reporting on something and you have an opinion on that. And maybe that's why a lot of people were really up in arms about what he said in regards to Meghan, because you've got to think that for people that support Meghan, they're going to look at what Piers Morgan said and really disagree. Now, personally, that didn't bother me, purely and simply because I actually agree with, given my own personal thoughts and opinions regarding Meghan, I agree with him on that. I don't believe that what she said in regards to the suicidal tendencies, idealisation, I don't believe that was true. I think that she has used and manipulated mental health for her own gain. So in one way, he has mirrored something that I think and feel. So I support that. However, there's been many times when he said something that I haven't supported, but not enough for me to step away from him and say, you know what, actually, this is something that I feel was so below the belt. But when it came to the stuff with Catherine, because it felt bullying to me, it felt where it was something that you didn't need to say. It's not journalistic reporting, it's bullying. And obviously I've just found out that Megyn Kelly did it today. Kinsey Schofield did it, and then she does a video where she's upset and she's sorry. Now, okay, I understand that people can make mistakes, but I think when we come to the fact that when you're a public person, is it a mistake to, when you're, in a sense, ridiculing somebody, especially given the fact that you must know that the fact that she's taken time off for as long as she has, that this must be something fairly serious. So to jump on this bullying bandwagon, it's one thing to say something because you're the only person that's going to say it, but when you see all the bullying and the vitriol that's gone on social media, and you're not blind, you can see that, and then you jump on this bandwagon and do exactly the same thing, that I think says a lot about you as a person. Now, when it comes to Dan Wootton, because obviously I've put up that if people want to subscribe to his new channel on Substack, now there are some things I didn't know, and I've just seen that apparently Substack takes some of your information. If this is true, then that's not good, and I don't condone that. So I would say that if you're going to support him, please look into that yourself. I don't know it's true or not. I don't know enough about it. I did try to do a little bit of research, but I couldn't find anything. So I don't know. So what I always say is just please do your own research into something, if you want to support somebody. Now, the reason I'm supporting Dan, because I don't always agree with Dan. I did not. And at one point, I did not support him when he spoke out about Johnny Depp, when he supported Amber Heard. But he has come out and said that he felt duped by her. And he's not the first person to be duped by a narcissist. We all know that. And I think for the fact that he's come out publicly and owned that, then I feel, well, fair enough. And for, like I say, for a time I did not support him. However, I didn't like what was done to him when they literally went after him, accused him of some of the things that he was accused of, which I thought was awful to do that to somebody. So I do feel that he has a right to defend himself, and he has a right to speak out in what's happened to him. We all know that he's been very vocal about Harry and Meghan, and so for that reason alone, I support him in what he's trying to do, in trying to find the truth. And I just think in this day and age, it's very difficult to trust anyone. And if it comes out that he says or does something that I feel is untrustworthy, then I will make my decision, if that happens. So I think for all of you, I understand that sometimes I might support somebody, or I might say something that you may not agree with, and that's okay. It really is. And I see sometimes in the comments, like, I don't agree with you, Ems, on the way you feel about the kids not being real. I agree or disagree with, what you're saying about Meghan or Harry or whatever. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. In fact, I invite debate because I love to understand why people think the way they do. But when you're bullying somebody, like I've seen comments where people have attacked somebody for having an opinion, and I will remove those because I don't want this community to be about that. I don't feel that I bully, because I've been accused of bullying Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and I don't personally agree with that, purely and simply because I believe that everything I state here is the truth. And to me, truth isn't bullying. Truth is a fact. It's how you deliver something. It's how you talk about something. People can perceive it as bullying because they've got their own agenda and they've got their own personal opinions. But personally, I feel that if you are not doing anything wrong, you've got nothing to worry about. But if you are doing something wrong and someone starts to call you out on that, then that is your problem, not the person calling you out on something. I have every right, as a person who lives in the UK, whose tax does fund the royal family along with millions of others, as a person who lives in Sussex, I have a vested interest in what is going on within the royal family. I have a right, as do many, many others. But the biggest thing, and something we all collectively have a right to, and that is an opinion. Whether you disagree with it, agree with it, it doesn't matter. You have a right to it. Piers Morgan has a right to his opinion. Kinsey Schofield has a right to her opinion. Megyn Kelly, Dan Wootton, everybody. Whether you agree with that opinion is then your right to do so. Whether you support somebody is, again, your right to do so. All we can be in charge of is what we say and what we do. And what I do here and trust that I have built within this community is that I have a channel that is integral, a channel that brings you as much of the truth as I can find. You know that if I'm wrong, or if it comes out that I'm wrong, I will always come on here, whether it be on a video or in my community page, and I will own that because I believe in being integral as a person. So that's why I've chosen at this time to support Dan Wootton, because I believe in what he's doing. I believe that he's trying to get to the truth of things. Yes, okay, he's got a vested interest in doing that because of what's happened to him personally. But at the end of the day, I don't blame him for that. I understand that Dan is a friend of Megyn Kelly. I understand that. But I'm not going to... I feel like it's my choice not to condemn somebody for the actions of somebody else. But I feel that anyone that got involved in that bullying should be ashamed of themselves, no matter who they are. And in all honesty, I would say it to their face too. You know, I would have that conversation and say, you were wrong. You know, that's not journalism. That's, you know, you've delved into the realms of gossip and you know, and all of those things. And speaking of which, I feel the royal family are damned if they do and damned if they don't. You know, forever moving the goalposts. You know, you now have a woman that has been forced to make a video talking about something that's so important to her and her family, that's going on, that's private, and she's felt forced to make this video, I believe. And of course, does that appease the trolls? Of course not. Of course not, because it never does. It never does. They move the goalposts every which way. And as a family, I can only imagine how devastating this must be for them. I can't even begin to, you know, a lot of us have had a family member that has had cancer, and, you know I have. I've lost family to cancer, and it's not a joke. It's not funny. You know, and you have King Charles who's got cancer, and we've had Sarah Ferguson that's obviously just come out with this as well, and now we have the Princess of Wales. And I feel for Prince William. I really do. He must feel like he has the weight of the world on his shoulders. And I think it really does show how strong of a person that he is. But I want to just briefly talk about some of the things that I have seen that have come up. Now, some people have said, why is William not with her when she created this video? And I think at the end of the day, we don't know. We don't know why William was not with her. But what I would think is, knowing Catherine the way that I believe that we now do, it would not surprise me if she said, this is something I need to do for myself. I need to show that I'm strong. I need to show that I'm okay, that I'm going to be okay. Because in one part of the video, you know, she says, I'm getting stronger every day. I think it was important for her to show that strength where she could come out on her own. We don't know that William wasn't behind the camera right by, you know, where she was standing there supporting her. We don't know any of that. But what we do know is that I think that she probably come out to show that she was doing okay, that she was as strong as what she could be given the circumstances. I think it shows wonderful strength and bravery to come out, given everything that she's been going through. And then not only that, to put their children, which is something they've always done. They've always been the family first. You know, to think about their children. They wanted to wait until the Easter holidays, because they didn't want to put the children at any risk of it being out in the media, and that's why they've kept it very quiet until the children have left. And I completely understand that, and I think any parent would do. Any parent that cares about their children is going to do that, is going to want to think about, as much as they love their people, which they do, their first concern is going to be their children. And we can never condemn them for that. So for the people that have come out and said, I believe this is CGI, you have to look at the two people. You have to look at the people that are doing this. Princess Catherine, I feel, is probably one of the kindest, most integral people on the planet. Do you really think that she would create a CGI, knowing that it's potential that her children could see this? Because, you know, especially as they're getting older, you know, there is every chance that you know, and not only that, it's not just their children, but their children's friends and parents of friends, the teachers. Do you really think that they're going to put something like this out globally, especially after the scrutiny that her Mother's Day picture got? All eyes, they know, all eyes are going to be on them now. every picture they release, every video they release is going to be scrutinized now. There is no way, in my opinion, that they would do that to not only just their children, to come out and lie and say something the way they have, knowing that it would be picked apart. You know, you've also got the BBC have come out, and I know that some people say that the BBC are not the most integral of people. Okay, fair enough. But I don't believe they would put out an official statement saying that they were there at the recording. This was not CGI. It was not any of the things that are being said. It was an actual video release. And I do believe that. Again, you are free to believe what it is. And I understand in this day and age with deep fakes and everything else. And that's why I feel the media have put things out. Because if you think about it, you know, how do we now know what's real news and what isn't? Who started all this conspiracies about deep fakes and all of that and things that can happen? The media. And if you're putting that out there, then it gives plausible deniability for any wrongdoing by anyone in power, in all fairness, and that's why I think they do it. So anyone in power can do something and go, oh, that wasn't me, that was a deep fake. Someone just lied about that and created a video. It gives plausible deniability. But unfortunately, because we have social media where everything is circulated, nothing is secret, nothing is hidden anymore, it takes away from the genuine people that put things out like I believe this video is. And I understand that people, you know, like or dislike the royal family, but this is my personal belief. I truly believe that the video was real. Yes, the background was blurred out, but that's not uncommon in videos. Someone has pointed out to me, you know, that the daffodils aren't moving, but I think because the video in the background is so blurred out that it's difficult to, it's difficult to see moving flowers anyway. And also if it's a very still day and no wind, you're not going to get movement anyway. However, it's not about that. It's about the person doing it. It's the person doing the video. Do you truly believe that Catherine or William would sit and be okay in creating a fake video given the photograph that's just come out? And then ask yourself, even if, say, it was, then what's the reason behind? There always has to be a reason why you're creating a lie, in a sense. So in my opinion, it would be, okay, so she's iller than what we're being told. But again, for the short space of time where December she's coming out and she's looking great, that's a big deterioration in that short space of time. Now, it's one thing to put out, say, a happy Mother's Day photograph where you perhaps are not feeling great and it's on the day and you've got to do something. I get that. But to do a whole video and create that to be fake, knowing that it could be picked apart by professionals, I don't believe so. You know, if they are going to, like I say, then it's going to be because if the truth is that she's iller than what she is. But even if that is the case, then I still don't believe that they would be okay in putting out a fake video. I don't believe they would hurt their children, because ultimately it would hurt their children. And I don't believe these are two people that would do that. I genuinely don't. You know, when you're looking at, say, other things like politicians and things like that, yeah, absolutely, it's not a far stretch. But I don't believe these two people, William and Catherine, are the sort of people that would be okay in putting out a CGI video of her saying something as big as what they were. And I do think that the reason William wasn't sitting next to her is because she wanted to come out and show that she was stronger, and that's why she mentioned him. But she didn't need him to be next to her. You know, she's a strong woman, and she's got this. And I think that was important to her. I think we really have to stop. I mean, believe you me, I understand, because I've been accused of being a conspiracy theorist. And I get that some of the things that I have said have created people to go, what? And I understand that. I understand that we have this need to understand things and to pick things apart. But I don't believe in this case it is true. I genuinely don't. I think we can explain away the Mother's Day photograph. I think that like I say, the hysteria behind that was ridiculous. But like I say, I do wonder if it was something just a little bit clever, because now, isn't it interesting that Harry and Meghan have gone fairly quiet? Well, Meghan has anyway. I mean, Harry has apparently been seen partying, but Meghan seems to have gone a bit to ground. And again, we don't see anything of the children. And it's going to be a very interesting thing when we have Mother's Day in America coming up in May, I believe. So is there going to be a photograph of the two of them with the fake children? Because I'm going to say that. I honestly believe it. You know, I understand that people don't always believe what I'm talking about. Sorry, my voice is going. And that is really okay. It really is. But this is my personal belief. I believe that the film that was put out, the video, is a real video. And again, if I'm wrong, if it comes out that I'm wrong, then I will own that and stand by it. This is the video that I wanted to do for this week, because it didn't feel right, in all honesty, talking about those two. There are things that I've got in the pipeline which I will be discussing next week. But I wanted to give this today because it just felt, in all honesty, in everything that's happened, I wanted to just do this one video this week I wanted to show support to the Princess of Wales and her family, to King Charles, to everyone that is going through cancer, because I'm sure there are maybe even some of you, I know I've seen in the comments, there are some of you that are going through cancer right now. Some I've seen have emailed me and they're terminal, and I it just didn't feel right to talk about anything else other than that today. I feel sad. You know, we are not promised tomorrow. And I think sometimes what that can do is, when we see things like this, when we see someone that's fit and healthy and a good person, and she's struck down with something like this, and I know that she's in the best hands, and I understand that brings outrage to people, where I've seen it, where they say, well, you know, at least she's able to get a doctor's appointment. And I just feel, again, that's, you know, we've just lost sight of humanity. We really have. You know, to condemn someone because she has the means to have access to, you know, to the, you know, to get some help. You know, have we really got to that point? I understand for some people it's frustrating, and believe you me, I really do. But we mustn't condemn someone just because they've got the means to have that access. I mean, I understand it's frustrating and angry, and that's something that you will personally deal with. But to then wish ill will on somebody else because they have got the means to. I mean, there are plenty of people that have private medical insurance that have access to getting a doctor's appointment. There are celebrities that have doctors on speed dial. They can ring up and get prescriptions. You know, we live in a very flawed society. I will agree with that. I wouldn't condemn somebody for being able to have the means to have access. What I would do is condemn the system where people have to struggle. People have to wait months and months and months to get the bare minimum. That I do condemn. But the people are not to blame. You know, I don't blame Catherine for having access to doctors that can save her life. I don't condemn anyone for that. And I think it's sad to read. You know, when you read people that say things like that. I mean, I think I understand the anger and frustration. I really do. And for anyone that's here on my channel, you know, my thoughts really do go out to you if you or a family member are going through cancer right now. And I really do hope that you're able to either get the support, because the Macmillan nurses are amazing over here in the UK. I don't know what is in other areas of the world, but I do hope that you're able to get support. I do hope that you're able to come through it. And if you're not, then at the very least, you're able to spend those last moments with the people that you love, or in not in pain, or you know, I know that this is probably a little bit more of a melancholy video, but it just felt important to acknowledge it. I didn't want it to just go past where I just carry on talking about those two, and I'm not talking about something that's serious. And I also wanted to mention why I support Dan right now and why I'm choosing to not support others. You know, I don't stand with bullying. After going through it myself, I will never, ever stand with it. And regardless of what people have heard about me, because I know there's rumours that go around about me that I'm a bully and I'm this, that and the other. That was all part of the bullying that I had. This is what I was being accused of. I can absolutely, categorically, hand on my heart, swear I have never, ever bullied somebody. Never. And I never will. So regardless of what I might have been accused of, it's not true. Not true. And anyone can email me, or anyone can put in the comments, they can ask me. I will be very open and honest about that. People that have stuck with me from the beginning, I think by now you'll know who I am as a person. And that's why I have done the hour phone calls that I did in the beginning, because I wanted people to see that what you see here, I am the same behind the scenes. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm the same person. You know, it's not just that I put on a persona when I come on a video for half an hour. I'm exactly the same person behind the scenes. I have experienced bullying, doxing, trolling, you name it, but I have never, ever done that myself, and I never will, ever. So it just felt important, given the subject matter, that it was important to say that, and to say that, you know, if you have ever gone through something like that, you know, or you are going through something like that, being bullied and trolled, if it's on social media, do what I did, come away from it. You know, the majority of it was happening on Twitter, and I came off Twitter, and I came off Twitter 3 years ago, and I've never been back on there. I've been accused of being on there, unfortunately, and it still happens now, but I'm not. And I would happily, if the police were involved, I would happily hand over my IP address to prove that I have not ever been on there since 2021. I hate it with a passion. Got zero interest. The only platforms I am on are Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, here. That's it. I have just joined Substack. Now I'm contemplating it because of the fact that someone said about the information, but maybe I'm guessing that's too late now, because I didn't realise that. I don't know, maybe I was just a bit naive with that, I don't know. But anyway, so I hope this video does make some sense. Like I say, I know it's a little bit different, and it's not me talking about Harry and Meghan like I normally do. Believe you me, I have got some things coming up. They will be coming in, you know, from next week. I definitely had a very interesting phone call with somebody. So I have a very interesting video to put up in regards to that. So I do hope you stay tuned. And if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing so you don't miss my future uploads. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you want to join as a member, you can do, but again, it's not obligatory. You can also buy me a coffee if you so choose to support what I'm doing here, which is giving free therapy to people behind the scenes who struggle financially. I have a waiting list at the moment, so if you want to join up, please email me and we can sort that out. If you're watching this and you want me to do a promotional video for something, I also have a business email now, so you can contact me there. You can find that in my bio of my YouTube channel. You can also send me something via my PO box, that is also there and in the description box of my video, whereas my email address and all of the links to other channels that I support, my other channels, my other platforms, everything you have there, my bubble merchandise, it's all in every single description box of my video. I've also put in the addresses of the royal family, so if you want to send Princess of Wales a get well card or something, whatever it is, you have their address there as well, so you can do that. So in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. I apologize that I'm only doing one video this week, but it's just been quite an emotional week, and I've been quite busy myself. But next week I'll be back to the usual 2 videos per week. So in the meantime, for those of you in the UK, have a wonderful Easter, because I know that's also coming up. And like I also said, on Sunday, it is Arthur's birthday. So what I will be doing is possibly on Friday, I will be doing another little video, but it will be a little caption of little videos of Arthur. So for those of you who want to watch that, I'm going to do him a little birthday video. So in the meantime, enjoy yourself, take care of yourself, and as always, I love you, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. Take care. Bye bye.